President Cyril Ramaphosa is holding an Imbizo at Ramutodi village, this in Limpopo. The president, of course, will engage with the community, but also Transport Minister is in attendance. Let's listen in.
20 kilometers, and we are planning to do the same on the industry.
Well, I think of importance also, President, why we support the minister with regards to the transfer of the child of the governor to someone is that the joining town is lively. One also has minds who could replicate the same process, but also is very strong on tourism and gets to be traveled the locals, still have people, especially municipalities, Tabato municipalities, there is one is functional and cognizant by convict because it's reliant on tourism. So I think the upgrade for that also because we are trying to see from our big point of view on allocation to Tabato, which is not responding. If we can then, if that transfer happens, even if the municipalities can just assist with designs in the province. So that's the lead in the action.
Also, President, this talks to town planning, which is critical because if you have houses that are built on the road designs and in future you want to expand the road, it becomes a problem because what it actually means is that then someone must remove those people and pay for them. And I think it actually talks to us as local municipalities in ensuring that we don't allow people to build houses on road designs, rail designs, road reserves, rail reserves and so on because it creates a problem. We might in future want to extend and expand this road, but it will depend on whether they are people. If there are houses, it will mean that we have to pay for them. When we remove them, it makes them the project very expensive because it has to include the removal of people and building them houses and so on and so forth. And I think it is what we emphasize that.
Maybe we also want to talk about the lighting. Is the Shasha effect? This is the fluid.
Thank you, Minister. Yes, Mr. President, we are also putting lighting because we realize from a road safety point of view, if you are driving at night, you need adequate lighting, and if you are also walking, because there will be pedestrian facilities, you also need enough lighting so that it's actually safe. So you see a lot of the light masts that are going up all along the road itself.
For the full 25 kilometers?
Yeah, for most of the 25 kilometers, yes.
Lovely. Now with load shedding, the light will go down. Are they solar?
Okay. We are working on that side.
Okay. Okay, no, this is impressive. Yeah, let's walk. This is impressive.
It's part of the old sum, but we are putting actually a newer layer on it. When we are
going to layer it again.
We layer it and then it will look very black and very new, and we are putting asphalt on top, which is very strong in terms of plastic.
So which one is this? Was it here before?
Oh no, we built this as part of building the entire road.
Okay.
So as you can see on the other side, you see trucks as well putting in G1 road layers. So we are building all of it. We are rebuilding all of it as we go. Yes.
So how thick is your
So the layers of the road, we generally step them in around 120 to 150 millimeters. But the entire profile can be up to 900 millimeters because we build it from the surface to the base, then to the surface. So all of it will be. But generally, when you do the surfacing, you go for about 40 millimeters of asphalt.
900,
almost a meter deep of layers with the way.
That will last for 300 years. Or even more.
Our general design life is 20 years, but with proper maintenance, you get to about 40 years as you maintain. But it will last a long time.
Yes. Yes. You are building roads like the Romans. I mean, they built roads for thousands of years. That's very good. That's good. Okay. So now, what is the difference? Where is he? What is the difference between that and this? Is that the old road? It's more or less the same.
It's more or less the same, but we still need to cover it. So as we are building the roundabout, we build it in portions. So we don't build all of it at once. We build it and we join it and we build it. So what you see is the difference in the asphalt design. So this is a finer material there, this is a coarser material.
That's right, yes.
But in terms of strength, they do achieve the same strength that we want. But when we are done, there will be a proper riding surface that will be there that people will use with proper abrasion so that there's skid resistance there as well.
Okay. And the main contractor you have used?
We are working with a contractor called Edwin.
Okay.
Yes, they're the ones who are building the road for us, and they're doing quite good work. They're also quite black-owned, just to put it out there, 100% black-owned.
Okay. And they work with subcontractors local?
Yes, sir. We have 26 subcontractors working on the project.
Okay.
And 8 of them are local and are women-led subcontractors that are also working here.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. That's very good. All right. At what point are we here? Are we midpoint or beginning or end?
We are closer to town, so we are in the last third of the road.
Oh, last day.
Yeah.
It means it goes way back.
It goes way back for 25 kilometers, yes. Yeah.
Well, I was trying to do the calculations, how much it is costing us a kilometer. I'll whisper to you, I've done the calculation. Okay. How many people did you say are employed?
Yes, 423, Mr. President, as the minister has indicated.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'm Lesh, ne?
We will be done by October, as the minister has indicated.
That's what everyone needs to come there. Okay, that's good.
Hey, Moloko.
It's a 33-month project, so since around February 2021.
Oh. Moloko, I don't know if you are going to ask him about the VBS mutual banks.
Yeah, I'll yeah.
Moloko Moloto, I understand that you are, of course, with the president, where the president is hosting this presidential Imbizo at the moment. Just take us through, colleague, what exactly this Imbizo is all about. I know that you're at Ramutodi village out in the Limpopo province. Quite an important, walkabout we've just seen there. The president asking questions around subcontractors, who's responsible for the roads, etc. But what was discussed during that walkabout with President Cyril Ramaphosa?
Hi, Tumelo. Well, this is the first part of the president's visit as he is doing the inspection in Moloko of a road that has been constructed here. But I just want to throw in this to the Minister of Transport, Sindisiwe Shikungu.
Half of those, they are already in construction, under construction, and half are in design stage. But we also have a mega one on the N1 after Loskop Plaza to beyond Polokwane. That will be something like worth 10 billion rand. It is still under, in design stage. So we've got a lot of projects that we will be running as Sanral in the province of Polokwane. And they actually bring the project themselves. They bring money, they bring skills, they bring experience, they bring everything that you talk about. But of course, ultimately, then there will be free flow of transport. Like I was saying, the concerns that you have as you drive on this road are the houses that are built on the road reserves. That's a problem because that we're adding lane 2 and lane from Polokwane. It doesn't mean that in future we may not want to add yet another lane so that it's a 3-lane to and fro road. But when you have people on the road reserves, then it becomes a problem because it means when you want to move those people, then you've got to find a space for them and probably pay for their houses. And this is what we're actually saying. And I think I want to say it even here, that it's important for municipalities as they allocate sites, our traditional leaders as they allocate sites, to take into account that the road that is existing might be expanded in future, and therefore they don't let people to build their houses on road reserves or rail reserves for that matter.
And also, Minister, maybe let's also speak on the issue of the quality of the workmanship of some of these roads. We do know that when you do drive around Sekhukhune, quite a lot of potholes are happening, even some of the roads that are not as old. What checks and balances are you putting in place to ensure that when these roads get handed back to you, you are able to, they're sustainable in terms of the lifespan of these roads?
When you talk about the Sanral roads, that's quality. Sanral roads, at least as South Africa, we can pride ourselves with our national roads because they are built at a particular standard. And like you are saying, the manager was actually saying it's the thickness of that will be around about 900, almost a meter in terms of thickness. So that's the standard, that's the normal standard. We send our best engineers and we monitor our work as Sanral. However, of course, you're going to have other roads, and that is what we think we need to do. I cannot account that much for provincial roads, but I think it's something that we will need to do. The challenge is that the national road and the standard and the quality of the national road and the provincial road is normally not the same. It is informed by the traffic volumes and so on and so forth. One of the reasons why we have this project is because we have noticed that there is increase in traffic volumes, increase in trucks because of the mines that have just started to operate in the area. That therefore informs us to say we've got then to add onto the quality so that they're able to take the volume of trucks that now are operating on this road. Now, if you're just talking about the road in the residential area, it can actually be built or constructed by means of blocks, and you can't have paving blocks here or bricks here on the road such as this one. So it depends on why you think you are building a road, and also it is informed by the traffic volumes and so on. But as traffic increases, then you've got to change and do something because it will definitely damage the road. Okay. Some of the problems we have in South Africa are trucks that are increasing on roads that were never meant for such volumes and heavy volumes such as trucks.
All right. Minister, thank you so much. This is Moloko Moloto. You're live on eNCA. I heard you mentioning that this road that is being expanded, up to now you have expanded about 25 kilometers of the stretch of the road, and you intend to expand it all the way to Polokwane, which is about 180 kilometers around there. And you say that will come at a cost of between 2 to 4 billion rand. Do you have timelines as to exactly when will the next phase perhaps start, and do you know how far it will stretch?
In fact, we will not just do it at once. It will be in phases and stages again. So you'll have some other stages being on the design stage, others of course closer. We already are out on tender on some. I think immediately after this one, we're out on tender, of course. But of course, towards Bulukwane, we are still on the design stage. So it all depends on where you're talking about. But for this one, the time line is October this year.
You might have heard, Minister, lastly, one of the officials from SANRAL saying that one of the people who have been subcontracted here is Eddie. Our viewers would be interested to know if this is Sodi, Edwin Sodi.
I don't know the name. I can't answer that question because you're very specific to say, is it the name Edwin Soli? I can't confirm that. I think maybe the manager would confirm it if that was the case. But otherwise, what I know is that it's a black-owned construction company, which we're happy about because we want to see our black constructors being empowered so that they improve their grades, but also they do the work of quality so that going forward we don't run short of black people that can actually construct such roads.
Thank you, Minister. I think your official is here, the gentleman from SANRAL. So if you can just come closer. The question is, the Edwin that was mentioned here who is constructing this road, is it the controversial businessman Edwin Sodi?
No. This is Edwin Construction Company, different ownership profile, yeah.
No, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate. Well, Dumelo, perhaps let's just speak to some of the residents here, the people who will benefit from this particular road. Sir, thank you so much. Let me speak to you. Please tell us your name. You have seen the president doing the inspection in Moloko. There's construction of this road. Are you happy?
Yes, about the road, I'm happy. I can speak. E la dikotsi tse dintšhi ka baka la rebeileng nyana jalo ge ba ekeditse ka mogo e tlo ba kaone mara ke bona ka re bothata e tlo ba batho ba go ka e tshela e tlo nyaka gore ba e naganele mo e le gore go ka tla go kgona go tshela batho gabotse.
So essentially you are calling for the bridges for pedestrians to cross this particular road. But let's talk about the benefits. Whenever there's a construction in any community, people would expect that they will get job opportunities. Did you as young people le kgonne go kry-a mešomo mo?
Ka nnete batho ba kgonne go kry-a mešomo, batho ba šomago mo pateng ba bantši ka kudu ba bangwe ba bona ebile ba kgona le go ka dira tše botse ka gae ka go letša gore mopresidente le bona ba dirile go tsele ba ba naganetše jalo se re lego ka sona ke gore mebaene re na le mebaene e mentšhi ka moga borena le yona ba boledišane ka yona mebaene ya ga borena e tletšego ka moo batho ba ga borena a ba bereka a gona batho ga borena ba bereka go moo jalo tabe eo le yona enkuša bohloko ka kudu ka baka la gore batho ba tletšego kwa ka moka ke matšwantle lebaka la gore be matšwantla a ke tsebe gore mohlomong wa go šoma ditšotšo go ba jwang bana ba ga borena ba bantšha ba bereke mo la re go bakanetse ke mebaene e mentšintšintši
le a kgona go boledišana le beng ba di-mine kudu mo tabeng tsona tse tša mešomo tše lelelang ka tšona ba reng?
Diforum di gona le tsona diforum tseo ka re ba sebediša letsogo le kobo forum tsa gona ba tholana ka se gae ge go tša le gore mo forumong a o tsebalega seno selo ga o ka iša cv ya go le gona ga go loka le tsona forum tse go nyaka re ba di lokiše.
Thank you so much. Ra leboga wesho. Ke mang?
Anshu.
Ra leboga wesho. Well, the young man is essentially appreciating that this road has been built, and he says it created opportunities for them as the residents of this particular area. However, he has just one complaint. He says that there are so many mining activities that are operating in this area, and he's correct. He's just complaining that they don't seem to employ a lot of people from this area. He argues, or he claims, that they tend to employ foreign nationals. He's also complaining about nepotism. But of course, those mines would possibly argue that they have targets. They may even possibly give us the numbers. But the significance of this route is that ordinarily, if you are traveling between this road, particularly where it is just 2 lanes only, a trip that should possibly take you 20 minutes, you can spend even up to 2 hours. That is just how bad it is. So by expanding it will certainly bring some much needed relief. Of course, you have heard the minister saying that there are plans to expand it all the way to Polokwane, which is about 160 kilometers from here. And considering the number of car accidents that happen here, it will certainly be helpful. Another important aspect is the lighting, because it is very dark here. They are saying that they will be putting in the lighting here so that there could be visibility.
Absolutely. Well, of course, colleague, thank you for bringing this story to the fore. The 8th District Development Model, DDM Presidential Imbizo, out in the Sekhukhune municipality. Of course, we saw President Cyril Ramaphosa and Minister of Transport Sindisiwe Chikunga just engaging with that central official regarding the road issue, which, of course, Moloko further just emphasized how it's a 2-lane way and quite dark in the evening. You can imagine residents needing much more when it comes to roads infrastructure in the area.
And we did hear that they are also fixing the lights there for that road also to work, to operate better. But of course, you know, the Sekhukhune municipality is also a municipality that has other service delivery issues, and we know that water is also a big problem there, not just in Sekhukhune but other places in Limpopo as well. So it's something that the president will definitely have to address, and hopefully listen to what the communities have to say and try and fix all of these other service delivery issues in that area specifically.